Merlin. The merlin is a small species of falcon from the northern hemisphere, with numerous subspecies throughout North America and Eurasia. A bird of prey once known colloquially as a pigeon hawk in North America, the merlin breeds in the northern Holarctic. Some migrate to subtropical and northern tropical regions in winter. Males typically have wingspans of 53 to 58 centimeters, with females being slightly larger. They are swift flyers and skilled hunters who specialize in preying on small birds in the size range of sparrows to quail. The merlin has for centuries been well regarded as a falconry bird. In recent decades, merlin populations in North America have been significantly increasing, with some merlins becoming so well adapted to city life that they forego migration. Merlins inhabit fairly open country, such as willow or birch shrubland, but also taiga forest, parks, grasslands such as steppe and prairies, or moorland. They are not very habitat specific and can be found from sea level to the treeline. In general, they prefer a mix of low and medium height vegetation with some trees, and avoid dense forests as well as treeless arid regions. During migration, however, they will utilize almost any habitat. Merlins rely on speed and agility to hunt their prey. They often hunt by flying fast and low, typically less than 1 meter above the ground, using trees and large shrubs to take prey by surprise. But they actually capture most prey in the air, and will tail chase startled birds. Throughout its native range, the merlin is one of the most able aerial predators of small to mid-sized birds, more versatile if anything than the larger hobbies and the more nimble sparrowhawks. Breeding pairs will frequently hunt cooperatively, with one bird flushing the prey toward its mate. Larger birds and other animals, insects, small mammals and reptiles, complement its diet. These are more important outside the breeding season, when they can make up a considerable part of the merlin's diet. But for example in Norway, while small birds are certainly the breeding merlin's staple food, exceptional breeding success seems to require an abundance of Microtus voles. Description: the merlin is 24 to 33 centimeters long with a 50 to 73 centimeters wingspan. Compared with most other small falcons, it is more robust and heavily built. Males average at about 165 grams and females are typically about 230 grams. There is considerable variation, however, throughout the bird's range and, in particular in migratory populations, over the course of a year. Thus, adult males may weigh 125 to 210 grams, and females 190 to 300 grams. Each wing measures 18.2 to 23.8 centimeters, the tail measures 12.7 to 18.5 centimeters and the tarsus measures 3.7 centimeters. Such sexual dimorphism is common among raptors. It allows males and females to hunt different prey animals and decreases the territory size needed to feed a mated pair. The male merlin has a blue-gray back, ranging from almost black to silver-gray in different subspecies. Its underparts are buff to orange-tinted and more or less heavily streaked with black to reddish-brown. The female and immature are brownish-gray to dark brown above, and whitish-buff spotted with brown below. Besides a weak whitish supercilium and the faint dark malar stripe, which are barely recognizable in both the palest and the darkest birds, the face of the merlin is less strongly patterned than in most other falcons. Nestlings are covered in pale buff down feathers, shading to whitish on the belly. The remiges are blackish, and the tail usually has some 3 to 4 wide blackish bands, too. Very light males only have faint and narrow medium-gray bands, while in the darkest birds the bands are very wide, so that the tail appears to have narrow lighter bands instead. In all of them, however, the tail tip is black with a narrow white band at the very end, a pattern possibly plesiomorphic for all falcons. Altogether, the tail pattern is quite distinct though, resembling only that of the aplomado falcon and some typical kestrels. The eye and beak are dark, the latter with a yellow cere. The feet are also yellow, with black claws. Light American males may resemble the American kestrel, but merlin males have a gray back and tail rather than the reddish-brown of the kestrels. Light European males can be distinguished from kestrels by their mainly brown wings. In the north of South Asia, wintering males may be confused with the red-necked falcon if they fly away from the observer and the head and underside are not visible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe.